We have a good recipe here. It's doing what we want. When we get a new or updated high priority case in Salesforce, it's going to create an issue in Jira and then post a message in Slack. But does this really address all the business requirements something like this might need? Flipping over to Jira, and you'll notice here that each time this recipe is run, it's making a duplicate ticket. And that's not going to be very useful for solving the problem. If we have multiple tickets with the same information, things could very easily get lost in the cracks. Still, when we're building a recipe, we want to start with the simple version and make sure the core functionality is sound. But now it's time to iterate, add a little bit more to this recipe so that it can handle more of our business needs. Now, to avoid making duplicate issues, what is the first thing I need to know? The first thing I would want to know is, does this issue already exist? So I'll add a new step and do an action in app. And once again, searching in Jira. And this time I want to search for issues in Jira. So I'll click search issues. That is going to be the action. I want to search if this issue already exists? And so I get some fields that they recommend. I could search by issue key or summary. Neither of these are really what I want to do, though. So we should think, what is the primary identifier that we can think of that is shared between both Salesforce and Jira? And it's not going to be the issue key or summary, but previously when I was setting this up, I did add a custom label field that was taking in the Salesforce case number. So the case number in Salesforce matches over directly to the label on the Jira issue. So I'm showing optional fields and I apply the changes. And under labels here, I'm going to enter the case number and save. So to test this, I'm actually going to go back to my job here and repeat the job. See what comes back. And it'll take a second. Okay, we did get a success. So let's see what's coming up under search issues in Jira. So when I search, I do see that we have a bunch of issues that are coming up from all the times that I have created those uh, those Jira tickets. So searching is working. Now we're ready to do the next step. Going back to edit my recipe now. So now if I know whether or not the issue exists already, I need to set up a decision point. So I'll add a step right underneath searching for issues on step 3. And here's where I'm going to want to add an if condition. If a condition is true, do one thing. If a condition is not true, do another. Inside my if condition, I can see my data tree over here, and I can see the outputs of what came out of my search. So we can see that there is quite a lot that gets returned here. So what do I want to check for in my search results? There's a few different ways we could go about it, but if we think about it, we just want to know, is there one or more result that came from this search? One or more Jira tickets that already have this label. So under the data field section, I'm going to actually put in list size. And then I can set a condition. So what about this list size do I care about? I want to make sure that this list size does not equal 0. If there's at least 1, then the condition is going to be marked as false. So we'll do that. And to make this a little bit more readable, in case I or someone else is looking at this in the future, since list size doesn't always make sense, I'll add some annotation here with comments. So I'll say, if at least one matching issue exists, dot, dot, dot. And also annotate the search step too. So I'll just say, Does this issue already exist? So I know now when there's a new or updated high priority case in Salesforce, we're going to search for issues in Jira to check, does the issue already exist? So if at least one matching issue exists, then instead of creating an issue in Jira, I want to update that Jira issue so that the latest information will be in that one place where hopefully the product team is already following. So I'll search for Jira as my app of choice. And this time comes up under recommended, updating my issue. And then I need to search by issue ID or key. And how do I find that? Well, luckily, since in the previous step I searched for an issue, that data comes up under the step 3 output. So I can just enter ID. And then I will go through similar steps I did when I was first setting up the Jira ticket creation. I will want to choose the project where this will be updated. So that's going to be a customer support task. Then I will want to go back to my description and update it with the same fields that I used when I previously created my Jira ticket in Workato. So I can actually go here and copy what I have and just paste it in, just like that. So easy. So now the latest information will be in the existing Jira issue. And there's a ton of other optional fields I could modify here. This suits us just fine, though. We'll leave it like that. So adding decision points to my automation can let me iterate and build out more robust functionality. This really is the start because we could theoretically set up a way to delete duplicate Jira tickets into this recipe or in the separate recipe if we wanted to. So there's so many things we could choose to do here. But this is how we would start iterating on our MVP, which was just creating an issue in Jira, to now creating or updating an issue in Jira.